Thanks for stopping by. Alright, what is up for today? Recent finds. Got a nice little stack of albums to show today. Did some horse trading and picked up some pretty awesome titles, so we'll be looking at those. And at the end of the video, I'll be showing a little 45 RPM recent finds. And yeah, so sit back, relax. Pretty good haul this time around, so let's check them out. Up first, Brown Acid. This is the second trip, and picked this up used, and yeah, I was glad to get this because I had trip 1 and trip 3, so now I got trip 2, so that filled the gap. And this one's on colored vinyl. It's like a 2017 reissue, I believe it is. Originally come out in originally came out in 2016, so I think this is a 2018 reissue. So yeah, I went to the store and God, they had every volume in the bins used. I wish I could have bought them all, but I mean, I would have spent $400 or $500 doing it. You know, so that's the trouble with collecting Brown Acid comps, man. It's gonna run into some money. But anyway, yeah, I was glad to get that. Okay, let's get started with one that I picked up, and I was really glad to get this one. I got a fairly decent deal on it too. I mean, they had it for a long time in the store for $70, and I just didn't want to pay that, even though that's what they were going for online. And then I went in and one day they had dropped it down to $50, so I went for it. And it's Introspection, a Fain Jade recital. And this was originally released as a private press in 1967 back in New York. And just an awesome album. Fain Jade is not the name of the band. That's an alias for the leader here. And so yeah, this is just really good. If you'd never heard this album and somebody put it on, you would think this guy was British. I mean, it's just pure British sounding pop side. Just really good stuff. So this came out on Sundays in '07, and it's never been reissued since. So these are quite collectible, and they go for, you know, there's guys asking up towards $100 on Discogs for these, and the highest sold was like $200, but that was sealed. But yeah, great album. This next one is Songs of Leonard Cohen. This is his first album from 1967, possibly released in early '68. There's a picture of Joan of Arc on the back of the cover. Really nice cover, real sweet cover. And this is actually an original Canadian 2i. And I didn't have any Leonard Cohen, so I was glad to get this. And it comes with the lyric sheet on the inside. So how this came was the lyric sheet was like hanging out of the album cover when it was sold new. So it was like this. It's kind of interesting. Alright, This next one, killer, well, pretty killer, Hard Rock from 1970. And it's Tin House. Power trio, really good band here. They were young. They were all 18 years old, right out of high school. And I can't remember where these guys were from offhand, but I know this is their only album on Epic, released in 1970. And yeah, they had high hopes for this band. They got Rick Derringer to produce the album, and he plays a little bit of piano on one track, and Edgar Winter plays on a couple of tracks. Features the killer guitarist Floyd Radford, and he was so good that Johnny Winter picked him up, and he got a job in Johnny's band. So these guys weren't around that long, and they split up. But yeah, great jamming, great vocals, great production, really good album. All original songs. Yeah, very cool. Now this next one is another hard rock album, and it's Kim Fowley Exploitation, and it's an album by the Underground All Stars, and the name of the album is Extremely Heavy. It was released on Dot in '69, and it's got Kim Fowley singing, and there's a bunch of studio musicians backing him up. I really like the opening track, his version of The Hunter, the song that Blue Cheer covered. He does like this weird psychotic punk vocal on that. It's just really awesome. And then, yeah, there's some real duds on here, like a Louie cover and a couple of Beatles covers, and some of it, you know, is pretty decent. It's just, you know, hard blues rock. Probably my favorite track is his cover version of The Hunter, though. But the cover alone, man, look at that. It's like near mint. And this is a cover you would want near mint because it was done by Rick Griffin, the famous San Francisco poster artist. And I don't know if you're going to see it on the camera, but there's like a whole bunch of skulls right here along the side of the album cover. So, cool. Yeah, this was a major upgrade for me. I did have this, but not in that kind of condition. And this next one, another hard rock album, and it's probably one of the better albums, if not the best, by the Amboy Dukes, Migration. And yeah, good stuff, man. I think this came out in '69, and it's got Rusty Day on lead vocal. He had just joined the band at this point, so this is the only Amboy Dukes album that he sings on. And shortly after this album came out, he left the group to go join Cactus. And I'm glad that happened because the original plan was to have Rod Stewart as the singer for Cactus, but he was in some sort of an accident and couldn't join the band. So Rusty Day stepped in, and yeah, he was awesome in the band. And check this out, white label promo, and the vinyl is like great condition. So yeah, the cover's not so great, but yeah, maybe one day I'll look out and get a nice cover for it. This next one is Time, also known as Trust in Men Everywhere. This is their debut album, 1968, and look at that cover. I mean, I've seen this album in the bins off and on over the years, but they've always just been really rough. This cover is really nice. Die cut. Woo! Die cut. Beautiful art. good album. It starts off really strong. The first 3 tracks are really good. And then it goes into a more lighter pop psych direction. And there's one also a little bit of a heavier song on side 2. So there's like 4 tracks that really stand out to me. Good album. I'm glad that I did get it. Didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. And it has the insert with it, which is always a plus if I can find it. There it is. So what you could do is you could color it. And you know, there's instructions down here, kind of comical instructions on painting this, you know, or coloring this thing. And interesting that the artwork is a little bit different from the album cover. The images are rotated this way. So on the album cover, Nick St. Nicholas is on the top, and here he's at 9 o'clock. So they rotated the images, and also this these symbols on the inside are changed around a little bit too. So yeah, it was a nice find. Okay, this next one is I upgraded my Jefferson Airplane after bathing at Baxter's mono mix copy. And yeah, nicer cover than the one that I had. The other cover that I have is, it's got ring wear on the top and the bottom, and the vinyl's not quite as clean. So this was a nice find. This is a Indianapolis pressing. And you just hardly ever see these monos in the bins. I mean, I went decades with not ever seeing one. So recently I have come across a couple of them, and I own them. But so that was a nice find. Like I said, that was an Indianapolis pressing, which is the pressing that everybody wants. And then this one's the one I had. And this is a Hollywood pressing. So the cool thing about this is the album was recorded in Hollywood, and this is a Hollywood pressing. And then I picked up the Sunday's reissue, remaster from 2005. Guys on Discogs were saying that this sounded better than the OG. I picked it up and I was comparing them, and I could see what they're saying. The sound is just a little bit softer and gentler to your ears as compared to the original. The original, the mix is just a slightly bit more harsh sounding, and they smoothed it out a little bit with this one. So I think that's what they're talking about. But actually, in all actuality, they were pretty comparable, you know. So either the remaster or the original, you're not going to go wrong. And a lot of these songs are quite different in the mono mix. So yeah, cool to have that. Okay, this next one is a West Coast classic, and I absolutely love this album. And it is, drum roll please, the Yankee Dollar. And wow, this is just so good. It's on the Dot label. Come out in 1969. It's one of those Jefferson Airplane type bands, but these guys were like at the top of the heap as far as that went. The only thing they didn't have going for them was songwriting ability. But man, they you know, it's got the male-female vocal. They incorporated a lot of fuzz guitar, which is really cool, and they brought in a Farfisa organ. So that was, you know, that was just cherry on the icing. So yeah, really good album. And there's 4 songs on here written by songwriting team of Gilbert and Carter. And you probably know those guys. And yeah, it's kind of a long story with this, but this album these guys were blackballed by a group of conservative disc jockeys. And mainly because it was produced by Frank Slay. It didn't really have anything against the band per se, but the blackball had to do with their producer, Frank Slay. So there was evidently this disc jockey that was playing a song by the Rainy Days called That Acapulco Gold. And it was it's kind of an old-timey song, kind of a Winchester Cathedral type of song. And he was playing it on this conservative radio show. And then later on he found out that it was a reference to marijuana. So he got a little bit upset about that. So that's what, he got together with a few other disc jockeys, and they, they put them on the blacklist. And so subsequently they didn't get much promotion. And so the album didn't sell hardly at all, as well as the 45 that came out. That didn't sell either. So it's kind of a shame, really, because that is such a good album. It should have sold. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, the part of that songwriting team was Tim Gilbert. He was the lead singer for the Rainy Days. And out of the four Gilbert and Carter songs that are on that Yankee Dollar album, 3 of them are on this Hardwire album. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And yeah, this band isn't as good as Yankee Dollar, but they did some decent versions of those 3 songs. They did a longer version of Sanctuary, which goes on for 5.5 minutes. The Yankee Dollar is like, maybe a little over 2 minutes, because it was projected to be a hit on the radio. But yeah, Colorado band. Earlier they were band members were in the Astronauts, the surf rock combo, and not only were they from Colorado, so was the Rainy Days. Alright, that's going to do it for today. Almost. We're going to take a look at those 45s that I have coming up here. Alright, the first 45 is Charlie Feathers, Blue Suede Shoes, rockabilly legend, and check that out, it's on the Feathers Records label. This record was originally released in 1979, and it's part of a jukebox series that they released, and it's number 1, so this is the first record of 13 records. And these sell for $10 on Discogs, near mint. So I pulled this one out of the bin, and looky there. It's got a $10 price tag on it, but I didn't pay that. They priced it at $1, so that's what I paid. And I didn't argue with them about it. This next one is a white label promo for the Temptations Psychedelic Shack in the correct company sleeve. And it's a double A-side release. And this was released December 29th, 1969. Next we have the Salvation Army. This is a reissue of their first 45, Mind Gardens. And this is a 40th anniversary release with a bonus 45. Contains all 4 songs recorded during the Mind Garden sessions. So the songs that are on the record that they actually released ended up on their album, and then the 2 other tracks were not released until this record came out. And it's on the Yep Rock Records label, and it was a limited edition of 1,000 copies, released November 19th, 2021. Next we have some punk rock. This is British punk rock from 1977, and it's The Jerks. And the name of the A-side is Get Your Woofing Dog Off Me. It's on Underground Records. Now this is not an original, this is a unauthorized pirate. And originals had a small hole, but that's a reproduction of the original label. Yeah, this is just really good stuff here. And they had 3 records. And the second record that came out after this one is called Cool, and that's a really good song. And the third record that came out in 1980, that one's not quite as good as these other 2, but yeah, good one. The Jerks, and that's an unauthorized release that isn't even listed on Discogs. This next one is Meet the Monarchs, and these guys were from Ann Arbor, Michigan, garage punk revival from the early 90s. And this is just really good stuff, male-female vocals. And I think this is like a 3-song EP. Wraparound sleeve. And it's on the Bulb Records label. It looks black vinyl, but you hold it up to a light, it's transparent. So yeah, really good stuff. And from Michigan to Arizona, the Marshmallow Overcoat. This is their first record from 1986. It's on Dionysus. There was 2 pressings of this, black vinyl and green vinyl. Now I think the green vinyl might be an early repress, but I'm not absolutely positive. When I bought my copy back in the day, it was black vinyl. And this is Al Perry. He was only in the earliest form of the Marshmallow Overcoat, and he left after this record. And he's like a Tucson legend. That guy has been in all kinds of bands. So, yeah, really good garage punk here. Groovy little trip. And there's some really nice live videos of that band on YouTube. And the final one is Kiss, Flaming Youth. And this is an original 1976 picture sleeve. And this is the only Kiss picture sleeve that was released in the 70s as far as the United States goes. And these actually used to go for a lot of money. They've come down somewhat since like the 80s and 90s. I remember I found a copy of this in a thrift store, and I think it was probably maybe a little over 30 years ago when I got it. And they booked out high then. And I put it in consignment at the record store, and somebody bought it for $50. So yeah, I paid considerably less for this one. I think it was about $17. Nice Fiji Plus condition. So yeah, it's like, you know, it's only like the second one I've ever seen. So I went ahead and I grabbed it. Okay, that's going to do it for this showing, and yeah, hopefully I'll get another one up soon. It might be a while. We'll see what happens. I might do another Arizona video, if anything. So everybody take care, and I shall see you in the future.